Good evening. My name is Kelly Chandler. I currently live in Miami, Florida. I have lived here for almost 10 years now. I live with my dog, who I am very obsessed with. I live with my boyfriend and our two twin, they're my stepkids. They keep us very busy, as you can imagine. I'm originally from Maryland, just about an hour outside of Washington, D.C. I went to college at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina. I graduated there magna cum laude in 2008 with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. When I graduated college, I really wasn't totally sure what I wanted to do with such a broad degree, so I ended up getting into Marriott's Management Development Program, and I have been in the hospitality industry ever since. I have had various different roles within the hospitality industry, but specifically the last about 7 years, I've really honed in on revenue management function. Specifically, my current job is the Director of Revenue Management for Ocean Reef Club in Key Largo, Florida. I do commute every day from Miami to Key Largo, so I could do without that, but it's a great place to work. My main functions as the Director of Revenue Management are to maximize the revenue for the hotel and vacation rentals, and I do that through pricing decisions, focusing on the right mix of business. I'm also very heavily into forecasting for the property, preparing budgets, hosting biweekly strategy meetings, and a whole lot of other things, but those are the main job functions of my position. While my position is not technically an accounting function, I do report directly to our Vice President of Finance for the club. I've been extremely fortunate that I have a boss. He's very supportive and he's very much aware of me going back to school, and he's a great sounding board for me. He's also given me already several cases in talking about this upcoming semester of places that he's worked in his various accounting related roles where he knows of people that have committed fraud, and so I think he'll be a great sounding board for me in the upcoming semester. I very much enjoy my job in revenue management, but I'm definitely excited to make a change and make a move and hopefully transition into something in forensic accounting once I complete my master's program. I've had a very strong interest in accounting my entire life. Definitely gravitated to the numbers related functions of any position that I've had, and I've thrived in those kind of environments. I also am very inquisitive and inherently want to know the how and the why behind things, and oftentimes people will come to me if they can't find, why their P&L is, their numbers are off. And again, although I don't work in the accounting department, somehow I'm always able to dig and find the root of the issues. So I think that's something that very much interests me, and I look forward to pursuing further in my career. And along with being interested in accounting, I think specifically forensic accounting is appealing to me because I've always had an interest in the law. Growing up, my father did work in the Secret Service, and living so close to Washington, D.C., everyone around us seemed to work in a government-related position. So, it's all around me, and I think ultimately I wouldn't be surprised to see if I did seek a job with a government agency once I graduate. And I also believe my interest specific to accounting fraud was piqued a few years ago. A member of the accounting team here at my current place of employment was caught stealing nearly $1 million over a several year span of time. Once news broke about the associate, I was incredibly interested in finding out the how and the why she committed the crime, how our organization could have prevented it, what process and procedures probably were lacking that she was able to commit that crime. So I very much am interested in studying, dissecting, analyzing cases just like that in this upcoming course. Another reason I decided to go back to school is I think I also was feeling at work, a slight need to learn. Being in revenue management for several years now and working at this organization for 6 years, I think things has become slightly monotonous and kind of left me craving to be learning something new, and ideally lent to me wanting to shift my focus in my career into a different direction. And when registering for classes at FAU, I initially picked FAU because it was obviously provided the all online option, but then I also could have the option of going to class, which I liked. But I ultimately picked the 100% online classes because it has been quite the mission finding my records for immunizations from a million years ago. So ultimately, I ended up having to decide to pick all online, which is fine. But I guess the point is that I do live in Miami, so I can be in groups in South Florida and meet up with people. It's totally fine with me. Weekends are probably preferred, maybe nights, but we'll see, given I commute to Key Largo. But then I'm also totally fine with working remote. I once worked for a hotel in the Bahamas, but I lived in Miami, so I'm 100% comfortable with working in a remote setting as well. In my free time, albeit scarce, I do like to work out. I like to run. I do weight training. I've ran a handful of half marathons in my past. Right now, I think my long distance career is taking a bit of a hiatus. For anyone that's ran long distance knows that it takes a lot of training unless you are really blessed. But I don't really have the time for that, nor do I have the desire currently right now. But I do enjoy it. I also like to travel, which is perhaps why I ended up taking a career in the hospitality industry in the first place. Hoping this summer that I can go back to Puerto Rico, which is where my boyfriend's from, spend some more time there between semesters. So we'll see if that happens. I also enjoy reading whenever I have time for it and I don't have a textbook to read. Last couple of books I read has been Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, which is very interesting, and then recently a short, easy read, Wolfpack by Abby Wambach, who was on the women's soccer team, which I found very interesting. So that is it about me. I very much look forward to this semester in this class. I already find it very interesting. I find our professor very interesting so far, and yes, I got your jokes in class. So that's it. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.